この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 18, and we get to move on. We spent our time a good long while on the last episode. I think it needed it. I think we needed it. And now, I no longer feel like I have a burning need to say more, like it's unfinished business. I feel a sense of closure, a sense of completeness, a sense of being okay with what I've accomplished. One young man gets none of those things. For Yuji Itadori, this movie has just played. For us, it was an extravaganza of animation, beautiful and spectacular to witness. A thrill ride that we got to be along the ride for. For Yuji, it was the lived experience of watching from inside his own body as another entity stronger than he could control took over and used him to kill a whole lot of fucking people, directly using his own body and power and prowess to do the exact opposite of Yuji Itadori's life goals. And now he has to live with that. No closure. For us, it took a week. A couple hours to take all that animation and all that intrigue and incorporate it and understand it and put it away. For Itadori Yuji, it's been a matter of seconds. And he's much, much closer to it than we are. How's he gonna do here? I don't know. It's gonna be a real question of how resilient his ideals are. These have been fun. These, like, pure expressions that I've done for JJK a couple of times. They've ended up being really fun. The Chosa one was really fun, and this one ends up being really fun, too. Just... Man, I get it. I get it, man. Fuck. Okay. Okay, that's the sauce, that's the spice, that's the jam, folks. Let's see where our bread is buttered. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's watch episode 18. Find out how the hell Yuji's doing. Not well. Find out how the hell Nanami's doing. Also not well. Hopefully well enough to survive. Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces going on right now that we have turned away from because God tier battle fight thing. 2 in a row. And now ants. Just left in the lurch without the gods around anymore. Let's find out how the ants scatter. Also, there's a fucking... Ghetto is down there with a brain guy inside his head, and that's still happening, and he's... Gojo's still in a box, and maybe exists. There are like all these things that are still fucking happening, so we could go anywhere, we could turn to anything. But our episode is titled Right and Wrong, and our next 3 episodes are all titled Right and Wrong. So we're going to take that as is, and we're going to move through them at the rate that seems reasonable. Thanks for joining me for episode 18 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We're going to go ahead and watch it. I've got the episode up and ready to go. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture and description. Timer on YouTube, PiP timer to count you down, and early access on the Patreon. Thank you very much for the support. It enables me to keep doing this shit, so if you want me to keep doing this shit, check out the Patreon, where you can get the early access and also Discord and communication and community and stuff, because that's good. PiP timer. Do not enter. Yeah, it all comes together for real here. Now you know why you were gonna be executed, bro. Fuck, the fingers. This is a very different descent into this space. We were so confident the first time. They circle. They cycle. Empty, empty, empty. Buzz, buzz, buzz. But fever pitch. Punch a wall. Nothing. Huh. Oh, ow. Okay, yeah, that hurt. Okay, oh man. Oh, not even a resolution to it. No catharsis. No closure. Like you just even in that the scope of that scene, the build up to the fever pitch, you want him to like do something. I want him to like punch a wall and like let it explode out or something, and he can't. He's got nothing. It's just cycling. It's just conflict in the brain. Fuck. I know that feeling too well. Of like not having a way out from the reality. It's bad. Fuck. The broken fingers. Oh my god. Now we see him freaking out against those walls, and it makes a lot more sense, I think. Yeah, where the fuck is he now? Where's Choso? What happened to Choso? He's still a wild card. Fuck. We're in Sea Island Place? So blue. Ugh. It's like my eyes have to adjust. It's way too radiant blue. Oh, hi, buddy. Are you dying? Yeah, you're dying. Background snap? Something weird? Yeah. You're not really here. Oh, man. Yeah. Fully hallucinating. That becomes the shack. Oh, my fuck. Dick nipple wiffle toddles. What the fuck? Mahito, please don't kill my boy. He's gonna kill my boy. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. God damn. Oh, he's already there. Let him go. Go into the sea, my dude. Transfigured humans. Yeah. Yeah. Of course you do. He's trying to hold on. Oh, he's trying so hard to hold on. Yeah. Oh, nope. He's not done. Body keeps going. It's blood around his feet, not water. Wow. He's not even really hitting at the points. He's just falling, yeah. I didn't expect to get emotionally rocked like this. This is wild. It's like oh. Oh. One person you might be able to save, but you can't save him. Oh, I don't know, man. Oh my god. Fucking Nanami. To the end. Oh. Just in time, too, right? Just in time. We're gonna be just in time to see that. Fuck! He's already got the gun to his head. He's got the hand on him. He thinks of Haibara? Oh. We just watched you doing it, man. Whose body is that? Is that Haibara? I can't say that to him. It will just end up becoming a curse upon him? To say what? Points. Look at Itadori. You have to. Live? Run? Oh, if he tells him to live, that's so fucked. Ah! Ah! Absolutely fucking brutal. Well, you might not know what's right, but that was wrong. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck, man. Yeah. Oh, we have lost it. The sauce is ghost. It is gone. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. This is bad news. Nanami tried to protect you from this before. What's the choice? Can you? What the fuck? Yeah! I wish you wouldn't. Wild. Awesome. Well, that was smooth. And he laughs. Yeah, please, man. You want to. Ah! Ah! I'm just fucking with you. But you are me. He's humanity. He's humanity. Toying with lives and destroying. Shadow side, man. Fucking doesn't stop yapping. He's an ass. Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't either. The mentor dies. The mentor dies. And the apprentice can be born. Fuck, what a fun setup. We're getting closer and closer. That is really squeezing us down here, yo. Whoa. Why? Opa, what? Nice. Let's fight in the close quarter, sure. We did that before. Got experience. Fought Chosa, bro. We're creating space? Oh, blades! This is the weirdest fight. This is the weirdest fight. I hate Mahito. I hate Mahito. He's not even flinching. Fucking sicko mode. I don't know how you did that, but that was crazy. We're in the midst of stuff flying. What? We're just moving that fast? Okay. What the fuck? We're gonna have like so much to talk about this episode already. Like this is very fun from an action fight standpoint, but the first half is where the sauce is. Are they explosives? They're bouncing. Fucking broken. So many interesting hallways as well. It's like the whole fight. And whoever's vision this is so dramatically different from last episode. From Wayland's idea of what a fight looks like. It's so different. Okay. It bounces from scene to scene. Fuck! No! I hate Mahito. I hate Mahito. Here it comes! Ah! What the fuck? Ah! Oh, okay. No thanks. Ding dong! This whole fight is just beats. Ah. Careful, bud. Ooh, again with this space. He's inside one of them! Bro! Of course! Soundtrack's really fun. It's weird. Ugh! Keep killing people. Hmm. What? Oh, this was earlier. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, holy shit, fuck. He made a mini? He made a mini? Son of a bitch. This is such a strange episode. This is such a strange episode. It's so weird. We have gone from the absolute opposite sides of insanity. Oh, it's the split. It's the other half. Messing with our idiot. Is it just you? Where's Maki? No, I know she's hurt really bad. Where's, who is she with? She was with the other... The blonde. Partial blonde. Okay, fascinating, fascinating. Do you think you've got it? Got some really, really great eye drawings. Like when he rotates his eye and goes, Gojo. Or Jogo. The essence of cursed energy, let's fucking go! I mean... If that just worked, I'm gonna be amazed. Okay, of course. Okay. Yeah, our idiot. Fuck! Another weapon! I don't know, you might have a hard time, man. She's got some tricks. Fuck! That was a wild transition from the last episode. Makes perfect emotional sense. And then is just very strange. Not in a bad way. To be clear, I don't dislike the flow of the second half of the episode, but in terms of a fight, it's very strange. It's all hallway oriented in a really weird way. It's distinct. It's very distinctive, which is crazy. Like, we've had a number of really distinctive fights one after another. We went from broad city scale, like, with Maharaga, and we had similar things with Jogo. We had the really tight, confined fight with Choso, and then this one takes its own zone. It's like, it's tight and confined, but in a different way. It's all rectangular and oriented dynamically into frame. It's like really different. I wonder if there's a distinct difference in the way that the manga looks for this whole portion, or if it's really the eye of the storyboarder or director, and we're gonna have to find out who did that for this episode. I wonder if I'll be able to connect it to another show, based on their, like, history and what they've worked on. Because there's something in my head that, like, especially for the Nanami sequence, like, really hits. Right and Wrong Part 2, and it looks like it's going to be all about her, because we see these little child versions, which I should be very interesting. Okay, I think this episode has some pretty distinct chop to it, which happens basically right here. Yeah? Like, in this moment when Yuji begins to run, we get this back and forth, I can hear you well enough without you yelling, and Yuji begins to run. From that point forward, the episode is dramatically a different experience. And then also, I would say that it chops right here, as we shift to background information and goofiness, and express, like, different pieces of the moving pieces that are moving, revealing that Mahito is split in two and all of that. So we kind of got to break this down into 3 sections. At least there are little bits more, but the 3 sections are what matters. Nanami section, battle section, after section. 1, 2, 3. The Nanami section is paralleled to the opening section of Yuji, and I think the opening section is perfect for where we came off of. That deep lack of comprehension and closure. Like, just purely overwhelmed in emotional and physical shock, overstressed. Yuji also, like, consciously just came off of losing the Choso fight, got revived by turning him into Sukuna, then watched Sukuna go and murderize an entire city, and just woke up. So Yuji is not feeling great. Yuji just got beat the fuck down by Choso. So, reveal that you are not a top-tier boy, my guy. And then got his whole conscious capacity to follow through with what he wants taken away from him, and used for the exact opposite. So now he wanders, and he descends again. We had our first descent into this underworld under Shibuya. and we emerged out of it not well. So we descend again slower, but there's no passion to this movement this time. There's this distinct feeling of slowness. We're focused on how slow Yuji's moving. Like there might not be a point, like there isn't a goal in mind. And then, nothing. In the background, we build up this humming electrical discomfort noise. It's overwhelming, it's too much. You want it to hit and fall off. You go through Serial Experiments Lane and it's used everywhere. Cicadas too, used everywhere to create that sense of like tension, static, too much, something overwhelm, and then it falls off. And it's like a release or a break or a shatter. Nothing breaks, nothing shatters. Yuji doesn't have a way to combobulate after being discombobulated this badly. We just drop from here into You Are My Specials. Flat, right and wrong. And now it's the whole march of everybody moving forward, no expressions. Then we parallel, another walk. Too blue, unreal. Bluer even than the domains, the Shadowlands, what Dagon brought forth. The hair in the wind. He drifts forward, idyllic and beautiful and peaceful. And it is not real. He is not here anymore. I'm reminded of so many characters fighting on beyond what should be their death. JoJo's character's guts. So many. This dance that we enter, as he struggles to retain consciousness, as he's drifting off toward fantasy, and then pulling himself back. Wait, they're relying on me. No, they need me. And then tired, exhausted. He's got the justifications in his mind. I've done enough. But his body moves. He's not even conscious. But this is who he is and what he does. And so he dances. And it's peace on the shore. And that peaceful music maintains throughout the death and destruction. It swells and it flows and it ebbs like the tide that he imagines himself standing in as he flows a whirlwind of destruction, fighting on beyond his own conscious limits, like reluctant even to do so, questioning himself the whole time, uncertain about why he would come back to this. For this? And yet he's free, he's dancing. Every injury he takes is just drifting, shifting, flowing. Becomes a part of something bigger than himself. It's like the magical peace that he's been seeking this whole time, he finds in these last moments of agonized conflict. His own enlightenment comes only at the edge, moving beyond this world to another. And similarly, it's the only time that he's able to see and feel and commune with Haibara. The music begins to slowly fade out a little as he becomes more engaged, maybe. He's losing, he's dying, he's falling apart. He's not giving back as much as he got, but he still picks up the blade and he still keeps going, and he's still, with every last bit of effort, it's like watching a Tour de France cyclist on the last stretch. Like, they're dead. They don't have anything left. There's nothing in them, and they're pushing. They're pushing, and maybe they don't know why. Maybe not consciously, but they've been training for it and working at it for so long and doing it for so long that it's almost automatic. It's like they have to cross that finish line with their foot down, and every bit of energy expended. They know that they might lose. Like, even the ones who are further back in the pack, right? That's where it gets crazy. Because when you're in the front of the pack and you're, like, chasing for the gold on a race like that, that makes sense, right? You're in it to win it. But what about the guys who are in the back of the pack, who've already lost? Why are they pushing? Some of them aren't, but some of them are. They've already lost. They're already dead. Nanami's already gone. He can't make a difference. There's no logic to this. There's no reason behind it. But it's better. This death should not happen. But as far as it's inside of Nanami's control, this death is right. This death should not happen. It's wrong. But as far as it's within Nanami's control, this death is right. He gets to say the thing that he needed to say at the end and pass his torch. He gets to fight to the end and get bested by an enemy who has the serious capacity to best him. It takes two of the most powerful curses currently in existence to kill this man. And it takes dirty tricks to do it. Nanami's the closest thing to a mentor we've really gotten, because Gojo's a little bit too distant from us. Nanami we've fought alongside and we've felt with. His protege was Haibara. He never really was able to connect to Itadori in the same way, not for as long. But for Itadori, he was the mentor that we needed, the one that we had. So he dies here, at the hands of an evil monster who is the emblem of humanity itself. Nanami, now two-faced, burned down the side, drifts between two worlds and fights on to the very, very last. We come around the corner, just in the moment. Just in the moment to experience greater shock. What was it all for? To run away and to come back? Can't say that. It won't be right. But Haibara tells him that he needs to. Can't say that to him. It'll just end up becoming a curse upon him. He's right. And he's right. Nanami. We see a child in Itadori for the first time in a long time. What? Shocked, unable to change things. But Haibara points. I shouldn't, but I must. And so he does. He tells him he believes in him. Our angle shifts just enough so that we can see his face as he says it. And we watch the whole thing as this fucker takes him away. And then we transition. Itadori might not be able to incorporate and understand what just happened, but he understands that, motherfucker. He understands that. He understands that you can't be allowed to be. I can hear you just fine without you yelling. It's so fucking snarky. Mahito is such a JoJo's villain. I love him. By the way, I hate him. I've said multiple times I hate Mahito, and I do. This whole running sequence reminds me of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but not. And then we come right up to the thing that Nanami was trying to protect you from the outset. Not having to kill these. What are you, Mahito? How dare you, Mahito? And so, thwammed by a giant worm, the worm takes up a huge portion of the hallway. We go back and forth in a bunch of interesting ways. It's a really interesting flow. It's all beats. It's all popcorn moments, right? Like, it's It's all popcorn moments. It's all framed really weirdly. And then there are these really crispy little in-between animated moments and expressions. That, the eye roll. How can you toy with so many lives? And our answer is pretty cool. It's vague, but it's pretty cool. First, a smile. Would you be satisfied if I acted regretful towards you? I'll be sure to, but it would be fake, of course. Slow turn. Simple answer for a simple guy. Dasuke! And he brings back a face that's familiar, just to toy with us. You are me, he says. And then he cuts that off by saying, don't worry, it's just a curse fucking with you. But that part gets to Yuji. Quit snapping at everything. It's just a curse talking nonsense. But that was a hell of an answer, wasn't it? You are me. Itadori Yuji, Dasuke. You are me. It's just a curse talking nonsense. However, until you're willing to accept that, you can't beat me. But which part does he mean about accepting? The curse talking nonsense? Or you are me? Because he gave two answers. One of them's an actual answer, the other's a non-answer. One of them's like, haha, bro, I'm just kidding. It's just for the lulz, get wrecked. And the other is, actually, I'm just a mirror to you. That one's much more interesting, because it's what Mahito is, right? He's humanity. The fear and the helplessness and the cruelty and the destruction, too. Until you recognize that, you can't beat me. After all, I am the one who's in need of help and the one who stabs. Something like that. And after all, you're the one who's here to save, but didn't you just kill so many? Who are you to tell me? I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was trying to get at this. I'm just not sure. What do you think? Maybe it'll become more clear as we move further into the fight. But from this point, those your dying words, you've got it from here. I am a Jujutsu sorcerer, and at that point, there's like no dialogue from here on out. I don't even understand the fight. So we gotta worm down the whole hallway. We press it up against that wall so that the whole thing like squishes us down to the side. We're getting continuously squeezed, and then we walk toward each other and begin moving faster and faster as the space gets more and more confined. Lock down and lock down and lock down until we're shifting down in here. Why? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this benefits Mahito. I guess it benefits him because he can transform anything about the goop that's next to him. So it's the whole wall. And at that point, we drop into the actual fight. And it becomes the flow becomes very strange. It's like all beats, and it's instead of being like a big animation extravaganza, it's like we jump from still frame, animate in between still frame where a beat happens, animate in between still frame where a beat happens, which is very much more the style of most manga, anime, straightforward moving manga style adaptations. This feels like moving manga plus plus plus. Like extra times 1,000, yeah? It's like, often moving manga is used as a criticism, and I don't think that this gets used as a criticism here. It's just that the way that we hold the beats so that we understand what's going on in the flow of the thing is unique. It feels unique. First, the space is unique, and then the expressiveness of the characters is unique, and then the way we transition between beat to beat is pretty unique, and then the amount of time we spend holding each of those beats makes it all feel really interesting. And then it's combined with these like crazy bits of Mahito movement and awesome, like really close POV camera shots that allow us to do these kind of weird fight things while transitioning a variety of different styles in the course of a matter of seconds. Like that's similar to the animation style. That's so different. What are we doing? I don't know. It's wild. It's a pretty insane looking piece of a fight. And again, strangely, amazingly, another totally dramatically unique fight that stands out completely and looks nothing like any of the other fights that we've had. That's really impressive. It also doesn't feel like any of the other fights we've had. The jazz track is used to great effect to be very jazzy and confusing and weird. The battering that both these characters take, the way that Yuji really gets it going, or the moment where we bounce out and there's this giant explosion and all this blood splatter is just going in super slow-mo as we walk super fast, I guess. I don't even know. And that hops us into round 2 before we jump into the past. Round 2 where we do more stuff before we jump into the past and reveal how we kind of got here. But it's just awesome scene after awesome scene that are like really weird, really unique and odd and beat-y. Nick Frost, Simon Pegg-y, like Edgar Wright-y. Like there's a particular flow to here that's very jazzy and very different from previous fights that we've had. Like last episode's fight was extremely coherent. It was a symphony that built to a crescendo. The last couple episodes, actually, 16, 17 together. A symphony that built to a crescendo. Symphony of Destruction, crescendo episode 17, episode 17 part 2, the remix, right? That was a symphony. This is fucking jazz. This is improvisational jazz in flow. It feels different. Like, each lick that we end up playing, each sequence that flows on its own, and then they're mashed and mangled together in a way that's unpredictable and kind of confusing, but all kind of works too. The amount of time we spend, like, holding each of these beats and these moments is really weird. It's really weird. I'm very curious to find out who did this, because it feels super familiar to me, but I'm not sure to what. Elevator battle's awesome. The smooch is so strange. The overall animation is super flowy, and there's a lot of really good stuff. And then the back and forth of the battle itself is also really interesting. And then we jump to here, reveal that there are 2 of them, and set up this double-sided battle that we're going to be continuing on. Cool. That's rad. Super fun. Super interesting. I need information. We're at the point where I need information. Information. We'll do that. Okay, and then on the other side, we'll do ANN. For the ANN part, we're on episode 18, so let's see who's storyboarded, because that's where we start with everything. Oh, it's Goso! Interesting. I wouldn't have pegged that. It does... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna guess did not episode direct it. He did episode direct it. What? Huh. I would not have pegged that at all. How very interesting. And we've got Takata on 18 as well. Huh. And did not storyboard it. Huh. 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 Interesting. Mitsue Mori. Oh, it's Mori-san on 18. Or CAD. And Koiso. Huh. Huh. Okay. Okay, very interesting. So this clearly comes up as not a, like, highly beloved episode compared to the last one, which tracks. I'm going to break my rule of going over 500 just to go through all of them for this episode, because I think it's worthwhile. And I see one that's actually animated by Goso. Maybe, presumed. Okay, we're splitting. We're fighting, we're dancing. I don't find this to be spectacularly compelling as animation, if that makes sense. Like, the blood flying is blood flying, the smears of characters are smears of characters, the actual motion and stuff doesn't overwhelm me. But in context of the scene with the music going and the gentle piano pulling you off to that beach as he dances amongst the blood that spatters, I feel it deeply. I feel it deeply, and it's a very powerful scene to me. That moment. That's Sumino. For the eye, and the eye. Oh, so sick. So sick. I see a Benjamin Faure cut. And then thunk, ping. There are some cool things with signs and buttons as well. and some insanity. Unfortunately, artist unknown, so I just don't know. Yoshihide Ue, a wonderful fellow. Oh, the runnings! The running and the thing and the smash smash boom boom. Because hallways. 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 Right. Hallways. Also, like, kind of. Sort of. But that tracks, okay. Kaito Tomioka, for more of this. Much more expressive to me. As we see these facial expressions so significantly. And I really feel the wham of momentum as we get catapulted around by these monsters. Okay, Benjamin. He throws the thing. And it transitions into perfection, and then we dink into the wall. Wow, okay. Interesting, because, like, less perfect than a lot of the Benjamin stuff that we've seen before. He's been used in this season a lot for cuts of hyper-realistic movement stuff, and in this case, it just ends up being for a really crispy anime-style cut. Very cool. This is Goso presumed, I think, and some Sota Yamazaki. Yamaso, Yuji's standing pose at 45? Oh, that is. Yeah, I see. I see what that means. The framing for this whole sequence is dope. This is implied, believed to be Goso. How interesting. I would not have pegged Goso as being the creator of this episode. With the exception of some of the fight stuff, maybe at the very end, with what's her face doing the nails and stuff. That felt more Goso-y. Very interesting. Tomioka, Mahmoud Mofta, and Sumin O again. So this stuff at the very end. Kajun Kapow, and straight through. Very cool. Artist unknown, Daniel Kim, and Proro. Oh man, yeah, the elevator stuff is really sick. Especially when we punch up and batter all the cables. All the cables fall apart. But the whole elevator sequence is amazing. I mean, it's reminiscent of Choso Fight. Maybe for obvious reasons. It's the same show. And it's in a confined space, and it feels really good. Also, I think Daniel Kim was working on some of the Choso Fight stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. And finally, Mitani and Daniel Kim in this section, also reminiscent of the Choso Fight because we're in tight quarters and doing these like kicks off walls and stuff. That moment of like lurching back from Mahito is really, really sick to me. He moves so weird. He's like not made of the right stuff because he isn't. It really sells to me that he's wrong and broken. I love the lighting. I just caught that. We watched this like a couple times, but I didn't catch the lighting on his face and the crispiness of that punch. It's like really crispy. It cuts like a couple frames before it would be a full. Oh, maybe it doesn't actually. No, it just zips past us because if this eye was here, this would be an Obari punch, but we frame order it so the eye goes from there to there, and we don't hold the eye on frame Obari punch classic. It's speedier, it's snappier. It doesn't give us time to like register the character's emotions the same way. So many weird tricks from Mahito that are so cool and so fucky. This thwam into, I don't even know what he did here exactly. He turns, he's dodging it a little bit. He's taking some of the hit. Oh, and turning that into a twisting, spinning kick to drop Mahito's head to the floor and thwam. Awesome. Cool. A very different type of fight from last fight. Very different in terms of spectacle level, and yet still things to sink teeth into and enjoy. That said, I think the standout for this episode was, sadly, the end of Nanami. I think for a really well-executed character death, I should say, I think for a character death, for a character that we really do care about, because I really do care about Nanami, I really like him. He's been there for us in a way that the episode with its focus on like Itadori's mental run-throughs of all these lines that we've had, that part gives me this context for the whole show. It makes me remember, it's like, wow, we are, we're 20 episodes through the second season of this show. Like, actually a lot has happened. It feels like the the pieces of emotional storytelling have taken a backseat, but that's life sometimes. Like, sometimes you just do things and you don't notice the bonds that you're building in the background. You don't, like, highlight them until they get taken away from you by an evil curse monster who explodes your primary mentor and adult who you look up to. Then shit gets wild. That scene of Nanami dancing, it's like Boromir fighting his last. It's like Russell Crowe in Gladiator, dude. It's like Russell Crowe in Gladiator. It's that. It's fucking exactly that. The, like, slipping between worlds, the finding peace in this moment of loss and death and going somewhere that you want to go, but still holding on in the moment because there are things to accomplish here in mortality until you can't anymore and can go out in a way that feels fulfilling. It's a warrior's death. It's so... I was just talking about this in the Discord with some of the people. Nanami is the modern salary samurai. He exists on a self-chosen Bushido, his own goals, his own ways, seeking and searching and sharing and fighting to his own code. And he does it to the very end and beyond. Like so many inspirational JoJo's characters, as he passes from one world to the other, he sees and convenes with the spirits beyond, the ones who have had an impact on him, and he can execute their will as he stretches between those worlds for just a moment. In that last moment that he exists, he passes the torch on, so that our main character can carry on, can move forward, can do what he needs to do. And so this moment echoes so many things in film and manga and media that I find so compelling and powerful and beautiful that I think it's really stunning, and I wanted to just say that. Yay! It's like Guts fighting beyond what he should be capable of. It tickles something about this deeply human urge toward fulfillment, toward getting to die on your own terms without regrets. Like, obviously we don't want Nanami to die, and he doesn't either, but he gets to a point in this fight where he's able to go out swinging, and he's able to go out saying the thing that he needs to say to leave peace. Even if it's going to cause harm, he has to say it, because he'd regret it if he didn't. And so he leaves with no regrets, as has been expressed is the way. He came back because he needed to, whether he could answer why or not. He fought because he needed to, and he died here because he needed to. It feels so wrong to say, like a death that isn't right. And I know that Itadori won't feel like it was a death that was right, because Mahito took him too soon. Mahito's a monster who does those things. And it's a way for Itadori to externalize his own hatred and self-hatred. He can look at Mahito and see a true monster, and even if he can't understand the parts of himself that he hates for what he's done, for what Sukuna has done, he can understand that Mahito needs to be removed. So he can put his energy toward that. He's not going to think that this was a right death. But I think for Nanami, it's maybe as close as a sorcerer like him could hope for. So as sad as it is, if he believed that Yuji had it from here, then the ball's in Yuji's court. Time to prove it. Prove that you are a Jujutsu sorcerer. Fight on. That'll be it for this week. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. I hope you enjoyed it. We're back into it, and we will continue this fight come next time. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week for more. Much love. Peace. And early access on the Patreon. Yeah? Peace.